You're concealing information. You are a criminal organization that has committed crimes, and you want us to approve all this money for you, all this freedom for you? Absolutely a horrible human being, Congressman Hawley, questioning the deputy director of the FBI. And the initial part of the questioning has to do with there's some documents that show that Biden may have taken a $5 million bribe, or a combined $5 million. They're calling it a bribe, but whatever payments that from officials in Ukraine. It was just his son, the Hunter Biden, that we knew had taken $50,000 a month for being on an energy board, knowing nothing about energy. So we knew he was kind of taking that money, but that part is not illegal for Biden. I mean, it's ugly, but I don't think it's illegal to have your son on that energy board. I mean, it's let's be honest, it's completely corrupt to have your son on a Ukrainian energy board that you put him on, or that he's on just because he has connection to you. But I don't know if there's any illegality in that. However, these documents may show that Biden, and I haven't seen them, but may show that Biden himself was in on the party, was getting money from that whole situation, which is a big deal. But after that, it moves to other really crimes, but other faults of the FBI, the questioning does. And just watch the deputy director of the FBI get obliterated. And like I said, this is by a absolute scum of the earth Republican. I mean, this is the worst. The questioner is an inch above the parasites that eat the rotting raccoon carcass in our world. He is a sociopath like so many of the others. And yet we have such a low bar for all of these politicians. Our Congress is so corrupt in this inverted totalitarian system that even a scum of the earth parasite is one of the only ones willing to question the FBI in a strong way. Now, of course, he's doing it under the Biden administration. If this were under Trump, he wouldn't be doing this at all. That goes to also towards what a corrupt system we have. But anyway, just watch some of this.
Your institution is the one that, according to the court, the FISA court, ran 278,000 unwarranted, probably illegal queries on Americans, right? That was your institution, correct?
With respect to the compliance incidents, yes. Some of the other things you cited, we can take them one by one. They are not
compliance. You would characterize the unlawful querying 278,000 times of American citizens as compliance issues?
We've said before, I've said that they're totally unacceptable.
Who's been fired for it?
Now, so you have a completely corrupt and, I mean, captured would be a light term for it, but FBI that works for the powerful. They are surveilling, they and the CIA surveil, and the NSA surveil as many citizens as they want. The FISA court, even when it was functioning properly, when they actually go through the proper channels to get a warrant to surveil someone, the FISA court rubber stamps 99.9% of every application. They almost never turn one down. So in terms of the structure, these institutions, CIA, FBI, NSA, basically all of intelligence, they are abusing all of Americans' rights. They surveil whoever they want. They can use it in various ways to pressure people, to harm people, to arrest people, to do whatever will serve the ruling class. And here you have the deputy director of the FBI looking like a clown because he can't answer. Well, you had 280,000 times your institution was illegally surveilling Americans, or at least requesting to illegally surveil Americans. And he's like, oh, yeah, yes, so isn't that interesting? Now, of course, this asshole, the questioner, the Congressman Hawley, he's also part of that system. So when Trump is in office, or let's say Trump were to win again, or DeSantis wins, this guy is going to be part of all that system and going to be fine with it. I guarantee you that I mean, and when Trump was in office, this was shown. He's not going to say, hey, FBI, whatever happened with that surveilling America? No, they don't want, as long as they have their guy in the administration. And that shows how corrupt the system is. But in this moment, in this second, you have this guy looking like a hero, I guess, to most people. And you have the FBI looking like scum because they are scum. They're all part of this status quo, ruling elite, empire over all else, hegemony over all else system. And of course they're breaking all the laws because the laws, they don't give a shit. No one's ever, like you said, who's been fired for this? There's no ramifications for breaking the laws of surveilling citizens. No. It's a completely corrupt system. There's no, what, you think they're going to frog march a bunch of FBI agents into prison for illegally surveilling America? No.
Individuals involved are handled through the disciplinary process.
Who's been fired for it?
We have, in the case of the unintentional instance where something similar happened, we have fired people in the past.
Wait, I'm sorry. What does that word salad mean? The unintentional instance where what does that mean? Who's been fired for the 278,000 times that you improperly or illegally queried the database for American citizens? Anybody?
When we find intentional incidents.
Were you saying that the 278,000 queries were unintentional?
I believe that's correct.
Wow. 278,000 times American citizens' information was queried by your agency unintentionally? That's your testimony?
I would want to go back and check that, Senator.
But well, that's what you just told me.
My understanding is that the vast majority.
Well, wait, that's different. You just said it was. You just said it was unintentional. Now it's the vast majority. Which is it? Do you know?
I would want to go back and check it.
So you don't know?
My understanding is that likely all were unintentional.
Likely all. So first it was all of them, then it was vast majority. Now it's likely all. So you don't know is the answer to the question.
I don't know the answer as we sit here today, but I will.
But again, this Republican's a scumbag, but he's absolutely right. It's, all of it was unintentional. Oh, some of it was unintentional. Oh, a little bit was unintentional. Well, yeah, I think so. Maybe a few of them were unintentional. I don't know. Unintentional or intentional. If there were unintentional querying, it's because it's not important to them to actually care whether they're breaking any laws. I mean, even if it were unintentional, which I seriously doubt, unintentional breaking of the law 278,000 times. I used to have a joke. I was on my stand-up routine. I was talking about the trillions of dollars unaccounted for adjustments at the Pentagon. And I said, they said it was accidents. It was financial discrepancies. And it's like, no, you can't do that. 21 trillion. No, that's like saying I had sex with 100,000 wild aardvarks because I tripped and fell. It's like, yeah, one or two maybe. But after that, you have a thing. You have a thing you're doing. The FBI had a thing it's doing, which was surveilling Americans illegally.
Could have started with that, probably. Who was fired for the lies to the FISA court for the Carter Page warrant? Who was fired for that? Anybody? Has anybody been held accountable for your institution deliberately lying to a FISA court to get a wiretap on an ongoing presidential campaign?
There is an ongoing disciplinary process with respect to individuals involved in that.
Here's the deal. You're back in front of us asking for the reauthorization of extraordinary authorities. Multiple courts have uncovered extraordinary abuses perpetrated by your agency. You are at the same time concealing information. Another aspect of this is this guy looks really harmed, right, by the FBI doing all these things. He almost looks teary-eyed. You're concealing information. You are a criminal organization that has committed crimes, and you want us to approve all this money for you, all this freedom for you? How horrifying. But the only reason he's saying that is because right now Biden's in office. The moment Trump's get back in office and it's Trump's FBI, all of a sudden he would want that FBI to do whatever the fuck it wanted.
He would want, or at least much of the surveillance infrastructure. He's not going to, this guy who right there looks so broken up over or this criminal FBI, he is not going to stand up and tear apart the FBI when a Republican gets in office. That's how much this is bullshit. That's how much it's a show. Now, the things he's saying are absolutely true. That's the other thing. That's that's also the aspect that liberal America would not say to you, because they want to stand up for the FBI right now. They want to bootlick right now. They would not want to say to you that everything he's saying is absolutely correct. Yeah, this is a criminal organization. They're committing crimes. They're committing thousands of crimes, 278,000 in this moment. No one will be held accountable. Chances are no one will be fired. And if someone is, it's some low-level grunt who they wanted to make it, look like they fired someone. So they're like, hey, you at the shredding machine over there, can you just get out of here? Just, hey, you who cleans the toilets, we're firing you for 278,000 abuses of something you weren't involved in. They'll fire someone. I was like, oh, we fired someone. It's meaningless. So yeah, nothing changes. There's no accountability. Even after this guy does this whole song and dance, which I'm sure Fox News is showing as well, but the difference is they won't say this congressman is also a bullshit scam artist. Anyway, you see, you get both here. You get the FBI is a crime syndicate, and you get the Carnival Barker show from the other guy, and it all demonstrates how corrupt our system is, how woefully and painfully bought out and corrupt our system is.